So I have over here the option. I think it's fine since ANET doesn't mind, so 60%. So I guess a lot of people doesn't mind. It's a big, so 139 votes. So 60%, that's almost like 60, 70 people maybe, approximately. I think it's an exploit that should not be allowed, 14%. So all we need is a thief in our squad now. No need for siege, 10%. I don't know. I don't play World v World enough to care. 12%. I just do my daily and get out. World v World is broken anyway. 4%. All right. So there you go. So the majority is they don't mind. All right. That's fair enough. It's part of the gameplay loop, same as Mesmer Portal. It's used to be part of the meta to try and leave a Mesmer behind if an invasion fail, so that the Mesmer could port the attackers back in after wall were repaired, and part of the defenders meta gameplay was to conduct sweep and flush them out. I've honestly been surprised that this isn't still commonplace in the general meta for the game when I've dipped into World v World. I guess over time the trick was counter so often that Mesmer gave up and stopped bothering, but plus, as another commenter said, the Thief portal is much more limited in terms of how many he can port inside. Yeah, the shadow portal from Thief, it's 5 people. You can port in 5 people. The Mesmer portal, you can port in up to 20 people, from what I understand in wiki. So it says over here. So portal entry. The portal are indestructible, untargetable object which can teleport an allied player up to 20 times when interacted with either portal. So there you go. So you can up to 20 times, so 20 player. The Shadow Thief is up to number of allied targets 5, so up to 5 people. There you go. So it makes sense that it's not as common a tactic as it's not a common tactic. Honestly though, if people have forgotten about Mesmer portals, maybe it's time for them to make a comeback. They have perfectly decent counter. Is just it what? Oh, it just relies on the defending team being active about flushing people out. Once the main blob has fallen back, being defeated. It just relies on the defending team being active about flushing people out. Alright, fair enough. Dixie flatline. Okay. Just because commanders mostly use brute force these days doesn't make it a hack. Use all tools to win. Fair enough. There's also the Warclaw trick you can do, but you have to time it very well. Once I got stuck in our Gary while it was flipped by the enemy, a ranger and a thief that was hiding, plus me stuck in the wall flipped it back. I could hit with staff wells, but the enemy couldn't hit me, so a lot of strange things can happen in World v World. True that. It's okay, thieves are pretty weak overall right now, and Mesmer have portals too. Yeah, that's true. Ravenese, long time no see. Hello, Ravenese. Raven. Ravenese or Ravenese. Is the same with the Mesmer portal. There's not really difference aside from the thief portal not porting as many people at one given time. And even then with Mimic, the Mesmer can portal almost a full squad. Oh yeah, Mimic, I forgot about that. Yeah, if you use Mimic, that's true. If you use Mimic, then you can use the Mesmer portal like twice technically. So you bring in 20 people, then you use the portal again. So that's another 20. So that's 40. That's 40. You know, but it depends. I mean, if you're a squad of 50, or 60, or if you have like other pugs outside waiting, which can go up to 80, I believe. So 40 is is fair, right? In the perfect context, in a perfect context when there's like 40 people, then it's fair to say that this is useful. What if there's like 80 people? So yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, it's part of the game. I get that, but the thing is, like, I don't know, man. I've been, I think I always like to think the broad way, like a broader, in the broader sense of the way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always thinking in my head, what if there's 50 people? What if there's 60 people? What if there's 80 people? What do we do about the others? You know, I'm that kind of guy. So it's not a good or a bad thing, right? So what you're saying makes a lot of sense. But at the same time, I'm thinking about all the others, right? But again, you're gonna say, yeah, but it's not every day that there's like 80 player waiting down the wall, the keep wall, the castle wall. That is a fact. That is a fact. But what if there is one day? What if one day there's like 80 people who wants to get on that wall? What do we do? They're just the type of players you have to scout for when clearing, leaving an objective. Yeah, no, that's true. But you know what, Raven? I'll be honest with you. If we're talking about SMC, you know, like Stone Mist Castle, many times and very, 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 very many times, when we're trying to scout for them, we get killed by an enemy player. That's number one. Number two, the commander and their squad, they're usually already inside the base. They're usually inside the base, and they don't have time to come back for us. You know, they don't have time to come back for us. So we're left outside, and many times, I would say a lot of times, I never get credit for capping Stone Mist Castle simply because there was no Mesmer around or Shadow Thief or people. They don't. In the heat of the battle, people, they don't think about people outside the wall. They want to get credit. Everybody wants to get credit inside the wall. You understand what I'm going? So although it is fair to say that it is possible to find a scout, a thief, or a mesmer. It is fair to say that because it can happen, and I've seen it. It happened, but does it happen all the time? That's another story. All right. What else do you say? It's a normal class mechanic. That being said, I still don't understand the people saying, well, if it was a cheat, it's war. So, yeah, some people say it's war, so it's it's okay to be a cheat. Like, no, if something's an exploit, it's an exploit, and if it was used against them, they'd be complaining. That is a subjective point of view, but that's fine. I could agree to a certain limit. But in this case, it's legit. Annoying to deal with on the receiving end, but legit. Alright, fair enough. Thanks for your comment. I really appreciate it. And welcome back. Long time I haven't seen you. I don't know if you've been abducted by something or somewhat. But if you've been abducted, I hope you give them a big kick in the balls. Thanks for coming back on my channel. It's fine, that's war. Okay, so... well, if it was... So she's actually responding to HT Warrior. HT Warrior is... he's been following me for a long time, so yeah, it's fine. That's war. That's fine. I mean, it's your point of view. It's fine. I don't mind. You can, as long as you remain objective, guys. As long as you remain objective and constructive, you can say whatever you want on my channel. But the second that you become like, severely subjective, and when you start like pinpointing fingers at other and generalizing, you know, like starting a war in my channel, that's a no-no. So it's okay. You can think that way if you want, as long as you remain objective. Shadow Portal is not the same as Mesmer Portal. True. There you go. So he's making sense. It can only port 5 people. If only 5 people can capture a tower, there is probably no one there to defend anyways. That is a subjective statement. In my previous video, there was 3 of us. There was 3 of us in the tower, I believe, 2 or 3 of us. As you can see over here, this is the video where I'm we're talking about. So there was a shadow portal here from a thief, shadow portal from thief, and there was 3 of us total. There's this guy over here, this guy over here, and me. That's 3 people.
I came inside the base.
So we're actually 3 defending it. So yeah.
This thief, this guy.
Well, now
He came inside
see, there's 3 of us right there.
the base without even breaking the wall.
So now there you go. There's the shadow portal.
Again.
So this is when they attack us, and there's 3 of us defending it. Plus we have the NPC, and the mesmer, the thief ported 5 people. So it was 6 vs 2 or 3 of us, I believe, and plus the NPC. Well, they were easy to kill. So. Unlike keeps and the castle, towers are meant to be easily captured. That's subjective. Towers are meant to be easily captured. That is a subjective point of view. It's okay. I mean, by the way, you're not wrong, Fluffy. You're not right or wrong. I'm just saying this is a subjective point of view. Because when you say they're supposed to be easily captured, I mean, I don't know, bro. I mean, you have the right to think that way, but I disagree. I disagree with that because I think everything should be legitimately defended or attacked in a way to make it fair for everyone. Because like I said, Fluffy, I think about everyone. I don't think just about myself, you know? So that's maybe my biased point of view when it comes to like gameplays and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, you're okay. If you think that way, that's fine. I'm not gonna contradict you. I'm just gonna say that I disagree. I'm just gonna say that I disagree because I think gameplay should be gameplays. Like if I spend 15 minutes, you know, to get supplies, to build a siege, to destroy the wall, and then to capture the tower, then I think it should take 15 minutes for anyone who's trying to do the same thing. Well, 15 minutes is for a solo. If you're soloing, like I'm talking in the context that you're soloing. If you're 2 people or 3 or 4 trying to, it wouldn't take 15 minutes because everybody would have supplies if they have supplies. And building a siege wouldn't take like less than like, I don't know, maybe 5 seconds. And then you start like destroying the wall, which with 1 catapult can take around maybe 5 minutes, I would say. 2 catapult, maybe 3 minutes. I don't know, 3 catapult, maybe 2 minutes. I don't know. I'm just speculating here, but I'm trying to remember how long it took me to down a wall with 1 catapult. If we're talking about catapult or a ram. But I know it would take more than 5 minutes if you solo it, alright? So, meant to be easily captured, I don't know about that. Because they serve as a safe zone for keep and castle. Yeah, well, just because they keep as a safe zone and keep castle, I mean, doesn't necessarily mean that everything should be easy to do. I mean, because if everything was so easy to do, we might as well remove the walls and the gate. It's just like the camp. We already have camp that has no gate and walls. So what's the purpose of having gates and walls if... like according to what you say, it should be easily taken. So what's the purpose? Like we should only have walls and gates just for keeps and castle. Then you're saying? I don't know if that's what you're saying, but when World v World is full, I rarely ever see any tower with a perfect wall. When World v World is full, I rarely ever see any tower with a perfect wall. Well, I don't understand. I don't understand your statement here. I rarely ever see any tower with a perfect wall. Huh? I did not know there was towers with perfect or imperfect walls. I think I know what you're saying here. You're saying that the walls are usually down. Is that what you're saying? That when World v World is full. Well, here's the keyword. Fluffy, here's the keyword. When World v World is full. So now you are making a statement in a context when World v World is full. But in my last video, it was not about when World v World wasn't full. There was like 6 people. There was like 6 people in the area, and there were like around 10 people outside the keep who was trying to get in. So actually 3 defending it. So yeah.
This thief, this guy.
Well, now
he came inside
see, there's 3 of us right there.
the base without even breaking the wall.
So now there you go. There's the shadow portal
again.
So I don't know if I can say World v World is full, but in the context when World v World is full, even so, I rarely ever see any tower with a perfect wall. That is a subjective point of, again, this is subjective, because what you're saying is like in a context that speculates that when it's full, then you never see a wall that you see a wall that is usually broken. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't say that. I play World v. I've been playing World v World daily almost for the last 6 months. And even when World v World is full, I would see walls that is in perfect condition. But again, see, we can debate, me and you, and we're gonna turn in circle and say no. I rarely ever see a tower with perfect wall, and I'm gonna say no. I see a lot of walls in perfect condition. We're gonna turn in circle here, so I don't want to do that. So I understand your point of view, but that is a subjective point of view. There's nothing wrong or bad. It's just that it's your point of view. It's fine. It's good with that. I'm fine with that. The walls are also very easy to destroy. Depends. Again, that is a subjective statement again. Because if I solo the wall, because I'm talking about not just like when World v World is full, but I'm talking like when it's like, like when I'm by myself, because I happen to log in like sometime early morning, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and there's nobody. There's like maybe 4 or 5 people, right? In that situation, that context, I wouldn't say it's easy to destroy, because for some reason I still get attacked by one roaming player that happens to be around. He's like, oh, look at that, the wall is being attacked. He knows I'm attacking the wall, so he has enough time, because like I said, it takes 15 minutes by myself to break down the wall. The roamer it takes him like maybe 3 or 4 minutes to get to where I am to defend. his tower or whatever it is. You understand what I'm saying? So the walls are very easy to destroy. Yeah, in the context that you're like maybe you have 3 catapult and you have a squad, then yes. But if you're by yourself, then no. And it's not worth wasting supplies to fix it. I mean that is subjective. Like I don't know what's the purpose. What's the purpose of having the options to repair the wall if people don't repair the wall, right? So it's not worth wasting supplies. But I understand your point. You know what? You're giving me your point of view according to your gameplay, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, Fluffy. It's just that I disagree. That's all. I mean, I'm allowed to disagree, right? I mean, come on, bro. Whether people can portal into the tower or just walk through the broken walls or spend a minute taking down the wall. Well, it doesn't take a minute, first of all. It doesn't. See, right now you're making again. This is Fluffy. Do you want me to make a video of how long it takes for me to take down a wall by myself? Would you I mean, I'm not gonna do that, but like, come on, Fluffy, come on. You're a veteran player. You've been playing this game longer than me. Like, what you're doing. This is subjective. This is very subjective, man. Come on. Come on, bro. Spend a minute taking down a wall. It rarely makes any difference. Yeah, again, that's a subjective point of view. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like, I don't know if it would take a minute. I think it would take more than maybe 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. Because I've seen people bringing down a wall, but not in a minute. Even with 3 catapult, it would be like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, I think. Anyway, that doesn't matter. So when you say it rarely makes any difference, in the context that you're with a full squad, maybe, but it does make a difference if you're by yourself. Because I do play a lot. Sometimes I do log in when I'm by myself, or even with two. Even if I'm with a friend or an allied, it makes a big. There's a big difference, and it also seems to support the idea that World v World should be faster paced. I don't know where you got that. World v World should be faster paced. So World v World's January 31st update preview. Cecil Armstrong, remind you. Okay. Before we dig in, we want to remind you of current team priorities. Address players' population balance issue through the world restructuring an alliance feature. All right. Make World more rewarding to play with a focus on active participation. More rewarding to play with a focus on active participation. Refine and iterate on core World v World system like scoring, siege, upgrade, etc. While we're restructuring an alliance is still primary focus, we were able to carve out some time in our schedule to make progress towards the second and third priority on our list. So they jump from the first priority to the second and third priority. Okay, it's alright, no problem. January 31st an update. In addition, improved rewards. This update include changes that are designed to encourage direct player vs player conflict and fights over objective, while taking care to not take the fun or the teeth out of the objective defense. We'll be keeping close eyes on these changes, both the players' feedback and quantitative data, and we will make follow-up adjustment as needed. New weekly achievement. We're adding weekly achievement rewards player an active and positive contribution will be well. For example, capturing objective, taking down Dolyak, and defeating enemy players. Okay, so that's for daily weekly achievement. Okay, completing this achievement each week will reward player with 8 gold. 8 gold! Oh, for 1 week. Okay, every week. Okay. Wow, that's great. I'll take that. And up to 35 additional World v World skirmish claim ticket. Yeah, that's good. On the siege side of things, we're making flame rams and ballista more durable. The duration and range of the flame rams iron will skill both also being increased to help relieve pressure on assaulter. Okay, but remember that they also have what is it? A painter, target painter. What is it? Whatchamacallit, the thing that the thing that disable target siege thingy, whatever you call it. Yeah, so we have that too. So even if you prolong, I mean it's fair enough, but I mean, there's always another way to disable the siege or the ram, whatever you call it. While the range on the ballista reinforcing shot is being increased to improve its ability to destroy siege weapon and on objectives. Okay, ballista. Okay, yeah. People use ballista to destroy siege. That's good. Would like to see the Warclaw used a bit more frequently in objective assault. Yeah, I know. I myself, I barely think about using it because the Warclaw, there's like a spell that allows you to make damage to gates. but it costs you some supplies, and people don't want to waste supplies on that. I know what it is. So we're doubling the damage that is chain pull. Yes, it chain pull. The chain pull spell from the War Claw. If you put mastery points in it, you can make damage to the gate of a tower or keep or whatever gate. Ramen Joyers, rejoice! We're fixing a long-standing issue that caused players to be kicked off siege weapon when hit by a certain crowd control ability. Yeah. Even when under the effect of stability, this bug has become a key part of the world meta, resulting in defense strategy like double stacking catapult behind gates to chain crowd control and flame ram users. All the change above combined should help improve the success rate of gate assault, even while they're being heavily defended. Yep. That's good. That's a good thing, by the way. The base maximum supplies limit for keep and still miss castle, as well as supply limit increase granted from the T1, T3 upgrade are being reduced. Oh, they're being reduced? Supply limit, okay. These changes are intended to cut down on the time that objective assaulters spend chipping away at an objective supplies reserved during wall and gate siege, without directly lowering the active defense capability of the defending team. Alright. To compensate, we've increased the health of all supplies Dalyak. Yeah! So it's about kill the Dalyak! Kill the Dalyak! Everybody kill the Dalyak! More than two to make them easier to defend. Yeah, well, easier. Yeah, that's relative, you know, because it depends. I don't know. It depends. It depends how tanky they're gonna be, and we can increase the amount of supply that each successful delivery gives to Stormy Castle. So you get more supplies that is given, but you have the supply limit is reduced. But if the Dalyak doesn't die, it is more tanky and it delivers more supplies. So yeah, so it's about protecting the Dalyak, which makes it a little bit more challenging, I guess, which is good. I like that. Stormy Castle and Keep. The base maximum supply levels for camp have also been increased. Okay, for camp it has been increased, as well as the amount of supply that camps generate every 30 seconds. Oh, that's good. Making them a more reliable supply source. Yeah, usually when we need supplies, everybody goes to camp usually, but sometimes you go to a camp, there's no supply. So I'm like, holy shish kebab. You have to wait for the Dalyak that gets one-shot kill in his way here. So yeah, that's why nobody, like, people will go to camp, but there's no, you know, there's no supplies in the camp because Dalyak dies too fast. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, I get the gist. What's next? All the changes listed above will be live in just few days. And we have more in the hopper for the first part of this year. We're currently working on improving reward for active participation in fights over key objective. Active participation in fights. Okay. Okay. Making towers, keep, and Stormy Castle bigger player activity hotspot. Okay. On the world restructuring and alliance front, we're still diligently working on bringing those features to life. As we've mentioned as last year, we're going to hold off on running additional betas until the alliance feature is ready for live testing. Oh, nice. Yeah, but you know, that could be next month as much as it could be by December. So, I don't know. If there's no date given, I don't know. That's why they added a mount. Okay, now that is a very poor... That's a very poor statement. Fluffy, I don't like this. This is a very poor statement. That's why they added a mount. Okay, you know, I don't know if you're taking me for a fool right now, but when you say that's why they added a mount, it's like you're saying, hey, DJ, you know, you can see the objective in the map. Like if you press, that's the reason why we have a map, to see the objective from far away. It's like, I don't know if you're taking me for a fool, but that statement right here, I don't know, Fluffy. That is and Fluffy, you've been following me for a long time, and you know how I am when it comes to people trying to make me feel like that. Like when you're trying to teach me that, you know, a bicycle, you know, has two wheels, a car, you know, a car has four wheels. I don't know. Anyway, that's you. But if you want to go that way with me, that's up to you. But I'm telling you, if you do this too much on in my channel, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this. Oh yeah, just be careful, Fluffy. All right, don't please be careful when you. I don't think you meant to be malicious or anything. But when you make these kind of statements, I don't feel like it just. I don't understand. I don't feel like it has any you know, logical reasoning with anything you're saying. So please don't do that. All right, Charlotte. War isn't fair. Each side should use all resources available. Alright, well... You know, Charlotte, that is I mean, that's okay to think that way, but this is a video game where people are equally spending money. People are equally spending time, money. You know, some people are casual player as well. So whether it's war or whether it's not war or whether however you feel, I don't know if porting 5 people, you know, to be privileged in order to get, you know, XP does justify the fact that because it's war, it's okay to use that, you know, as a way, as a mean of transportation, while 10, 15, 20, 40, 50 other players don't get credit. I don't know if that justifies it. So, although I think what you're saying is objective, what you're saying, well, objective. I think it's more subjective to be honest with you because war isn't fair. What does that have to do with anything? But I know what you're saying, Charlotte. I don't think you meant to be malicious here. I think you're just saying that, you know, like it's war. Just like any kind of game where there's war, it's going to be unfair. But, I mean, I don't know. You're kind of like blending, you know, like, like in real life war experience, and you're kind of like mixing that with a video game experience, which is not the same thing because a video game, technically, I think you know that, but we're all spending equal amount of money on in the DLC, you know, if when we buy the DLC, so everybody's kind of equal, but there's the keyword equal. If 6 people, 5, 6 people gets the privilege, you know, to down a bus and get credit while there's like 10 to 50 other people out there who can't, is that equal to you? So I will accept your statement, but to me it doesn't make a lot of sense because if I spend equal amount of money in this game, like to buy the DLC like the other person beside me, how is it that they get the XP and I don't get the XP? So using war isn't fair as a way, as an argument. I think itself it's not fair. I think it's irrelevant and unfair to think that way. That's my personal thought. All right, that's my personal thought. Anyway, Muhaye. So Muhaye, Portal were a game mechanic in the game since the very beginning. Utility skills that you have to equip to get the advantage out of it. That is no wait. Portal were a game mechanic in the game since the very beginning. Yeah, I understand that. Utility skills that you have to equip to get the advantage out of it. Yeah, an advantage with quotas. Yeah, I get that. That is no cheating, no matter how much people other player cry out about it. All right, first warning. Muya, you've been a long time follower. I'm gonna give you a warning. Usually I don't give warnings for this. Usually I delete these posts. That is no cheating, no matter how much people other cries over it. when you write this down, people cry out over it. You're kind of this is a way to condescend people. So I'm gonna ask you to replace that. You're gonna replace that cry out for something else. You can say complain. How much people other players complain about it instead of people cry out over it, because that's a way to instigate a fight. That's a way to instigate a fight with other people, and it's also a condescending way to express yourself to other people, and I don't like this. So this is your first warning, Muya, and I know you've been a long time follower, but because you're a long time follower, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can write these kind of thing. If you don't do it in the next, I don't know, 48 hours or even 24 or 48, 24 hours, I'm gonna delete your post. So you have a chance. I'm giving you a chance right now to reiterate yourself. All right. Even that is no cheating, no matter how much people. Okay. Even in World v World, Mesmer could always do it. Even in World v World, Mesmer could always do it. Yeah. Okay. So what's your point? The only differences between those portals is that Mesmer have to hide their portals when fleeing out, as it is visible, but therefore can also carry half a squad with one portal. Well, it can carry up to 20 people, so half a squad. So now you're talking about if you're in a squad of 40. If you're talking about a squad of 40, then yes, it can carry in 20 people. But what about the other 20 people? If you use mimic, then perhaps you can carry everybody. But what if you have 50 people? What if there's like 60? I think in the map it can be up to 80 people. What about the other 40 people? Let's say there's 80 people. I know it's not gonna happen. I know it's not gonna happen. But what if it happened? What if there's like other 40 people over there, you know, waiting to be ported, and there's no more portal? What happened then? So there you go. As someone that did portal services at daily jumping puzzle for years and years and still sometimes do, I often encounter Karens that had okay, what does Karens mean? Karen is a slang term for what women perceive as entitled or demanding beyond the scope of what is normal. Okay, the term is often portrayed is in meme depicting white women who use their white privilege to demand their own way. Okay, alright. Muya, first and last warning. You use that. Okay, this is very demeaning. Oh, this is very demeaning. I'll be honest with you. First and last warning. I know you've been a long time follower, but what you're doing right here, it's really condescending. You've been following me for a long time. I don't understand why you do this. That is not nice to do that. You're gonna rephrase all the parts. You're gonna remove this. You're gonna remove Karen. You're gonna remove cry out. Other thing you say cry out, you're gonna replace that by objective statement. You're gonna do that. I'm giving you. Actually, I'm giving you 24 hours. In 2 days, I'm removing this. Encounter Karen that had to cry out loud in map chat. Okay, I really don't like that. I really don't like that. Now you're going. Now you're going outside of the my patient zone. You're getting outside of my patient zone, buddy. And you're a long-time follower as well, man. Oh my god. How we were cheating and that we should all get banned for porting people to chest. Okay, you're talking about these things, these jumping puzzle dailies. I'm gonna come back at that. This is not nice and also wrong. Okay, now you're talking about jumping puzzle, Muya. I'm talking about a thief portal in a tower in WvW where there's like gates and walls. You're making a I understand why you're making this comparison, but your comparison to WvW tower shadow porting 5 people, 5 privileged people in order to get objective while 10, 15, 20, 50 other people cannot get in. I mean, it's not the same thing. Jumping puzzle, there's no gate or walls. It's not the same thing, but I understand why you're making this comparison. If you want to talk about that, I'll talk about it later. The portal utility is part of the game, and whoever doesn't like that can complain to Nnet about it. That is an objective. See, this is good. See, when you say that, that is good. That is objective, and I agree with that. If people don't like the portal, they can complain to Nnet. But I don't know why you're making that statement, because I'm not complaining about the spell. I'm not complaining about the portal. I'm not complaining about the MESMER portal. I'm complaining. Listen carefully, Muya, because I'm talking about using a portal. I don't care if it's a MESMER or a thief or a freaking anybody portal. What I'm talking about is using a portal and having 5 privileged people. All right. I'm not talking about the Shadow Thief portal being used as a way to privilege 5 individuals out of like 20, 30 people in a tower key. That is the objective of the topic. That is the objective of the topic. Why are you talking about suddenly jumping puzzle? You're talking about Karens. You're talking about people. What are you talking about? Okay. Yeah. No. You're gonna have to make some changes in your entire statement here. This is not good. This is not good for you, Muya. This is not good at all. All right. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm not complaining about the portal. I'm complaining about its utilization in order to privilege 5 people to get inside a fortified keep or tower, or a fortified tower with gates and walls that was not demolished, and attacking and obtaining objective without giving the chance to other people outside getting the same objective. That is the point of the entire conversation. So I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know where you're going with this jumping puzzle argument, honestly. So yeah, guys, so thanks for so I hope you understand, Muya. I'm gonna give you 48 hours to change remove Karens, because that's really like condescending. I think that said cry out. You want to say, instead of saying cry out, you can say complain. And you're gonna remove Karens. You can say I often encounter people or individuals, but you don't want to use like a word that describes like a certain person that is this. A term that is often portrayed as meme depicting white women who use their white privilege to demand their own way. I don't like that. I don't like that, Muya, and you are super mega borderline right now. So think about what I just said. All right, guys. So I hope that you thank you for leaving your comments. Please, guys, remain objective. Remain objective, because this is getting a little bit too far, and there's a lot of people get a little bit too whew. I hope that you understand my point of view. And if you don't like, and also if you don't like my TOS, if you disagree with my TOS, I'm not forcing you. I'm not forcing you to, to follow my videos or follow me at all, because a lot of people don't agree with my point of view, which is fine. If you remain objective, I will not say anything. I will not do anything, and you'll be okay. But if you become super subjective, severely subjective, to the point where you're trying to condescend people out, that's a no-no in my channel. All right. So thanks for understanding. If you don't understand, that's another story. And thanks for your comments, and I'll see you in my next vid. Cheers.